be a long day, very interesting one. Okay, I will quickly take us through what we do at Data Science Nigeria, especially because of those who are joining us for the first time, so that they can know what we do at Data Science Nigeria. And then, bam, I introduce our facilitator, and then we can start the class. Please don't forget to drop your name and where you are joining from. So in the next 1 minute, I'm going to be calling out some people who have dropped their name just to recognize their presence. And so if you want to recognize, just please do that. Drop your name. And okay, from Ijebu-Ode, yes, Far Sol from Ijebu-Ode, you're very much welcome. Praise from DSM Filter, now. Oh, Timothy, you're welcome. Miracle Joseph, you're welcome. I'm just speaking at random. Abiola from Lagos, you're welcome. Molara from Oshobo, Safia Abbas from DSN Zaria, awesome. You are all welcome. You are all welcome. Now, this year from Just Plateau, you're welcome. You're welcome. Blessing from Kaduna State, you're welcome. Muinda Mola from McPherson University. You're welcome. You're all welcome. Gbenga from Lagos, Julius from Abeokuta, Nifemi from Oshogbo, Abia, Joyce from Abia. You're all welcome, and I want to tell you that we're excited to have you on this call. Okay, good. So let me just take us through what's okay. Let me something. Okay. So let me just take us through what I mean about Data Science Nigeria, and then we can move on from there. So we will be guided by this agenda, about Data Science Nigeria. Then joining to AI Bootcamp, which you all know that I started from the free in every city, fair classes in every city. Then we move to the live session, Q&A session, and then we're going to be going to the closing remark and the photo session. So about Data Science Nigeria, we all know, a lot of us are familiar with this screen. Yes, they are committed to raising a million talent and with AI solution that improve the quality of life and well-being of the 2 billion people living in the emerging market. And that is one of the reasons we are on this call, so that we can build AI solutions, that will improve the well-being of the 2 billion people living in the emerging market. I'm very sure that very soon someone on this call will be a testament of this vision. Good. I know we already have testaments already, but I'm sure that as you are on this call, we are going to be having testimonies that yes, I now build AI solution that improve the well-being of the 2 billion people living in the emerging market. So we did have strategic coverage, and our 5 pillars of impact as follows. We have community development. I'm going to be speaking to that in subsequent slides. You have research, you are very big in research. You presented a paper and won different awards, in different international conferences. Capacity building, this is what we do at the corporate level. And as you can see now, this is also part of what we do as capacity building, this training. Consulting and product development. Yes, this part speaks to how we develop product, consult for organization, and then we built a lot of products and consulted for different organizations. So we also have ecosystem development. Yes, we develop the ecosystem. We contribute to the development of AI and data science ecosystem in Nigeria and even in Africa as a whole. Now, to know more about Data Science Nigeria, this is a detailed annual report. I know for year 2023, year 2022, you can always scan this barcode. My colleague will also be dropping the link for you to access this. And I promise I'm going to be very snappy about this. About Data Science Nigeria AI community, yes. So the Data Science AI community is actually the bedrock of the organization. And then the Raising a Million Talent actually bettered this. Now, to raise a million talent, we strategically position ourselves to be very close, to the people. And that's why we have different communities. We have the campus, and we have the city. And what they do there, they learn, they carry on research, the network, and there are a lot of benefits, attached to our community. Now, there are different structure which I'm going to be speaking to, but can you see our level of impact? Yes, DSM impact is actually beyond borders. Yes, we have learning community, that spans across 96 countries of the world. Yes, and that is it. And these are the structures of data science Nigeria community. There's always something for everyone. Yes. There's always something. Are you a lady? Then the ladies in here is for you. You need to be part of it. Are you on campus? You're a student? Then you have campus community. Are you in a city? Okay, you're no longer in school. Then you have the city community. Oh, I'm not too old. I'm just a kid. I'm a teen. There's a kid and teen. Oh, I'm in school, secondary school. Then we have the AI for school. I'm a professional already working. Then we have the AI professional. I'm an executive and we make decisions. Then we have the AI for executive. Talent, I'm looking for job. I'm skilled. Then we have DSN AI talent. AI startup. I'm working on a project. I want to commercialize it. And I have the startup researcher. I'm very keen on innovation. I just want to know more. I want to bring out new insights. I want to, you have the researchers, practitioners, and two experts. I'm an expert in Power BI. All of those tools. We have a community for you. So I own a space, and I want you to be part of the community. I want to partner with others in Nigeria to also want to cause a ripple, a cascade effect of this impact. Oh, you have a community for partners and hubs. So we have a community for everybody, academia, professionals, and so there is always a place for you. And if you have anyone that wants to join the community, it's very, very much welcome. I'm going to be sharing links and details of how to join the community in subsequent slides. But let me speak more about the ladies in AI. Yeah, the ladies in AI community is a very important community at Data Science Nigeria, and that's why we dedicate a whole screen for it, because at Data Science Nigeria, we encourage inclusivity. Yes, we want everyone to be, we don't want gender, we don't want social status to be a barrier, and that is why we have, the ladies in AI community, that all the ladies can join. This is a barcode, for you to join. If you have a sister that is interested in data science engineering, that is interested in data science, artificial intelligence, just share this with her. You are on this call, you're a female, you're not part of this group. Please, it is very, very important you are part of this, because there are dedicated, personalized learning only for ladies. Yes, and the opportunities too. Yes, only for ladies. So please, if you are not yet part of this group and are a lady, please do that as soon as she can. So why should I be a DSNR? That's the question, some that running on other people's head now. Why should I be a DSNR? Why I can just join meetings, I can just read online? No, no, no. There are a lot of benefits to being a DSNR. So number one is access to mentorship opportunity. I'm sure that some of us on this call are currently enrolled on data science mentorship, either from the ladies in AI or the research mentorship that's currently going on, very intensive mentorship that's currently going on from top veterans, in the community that are doing and are doing very, very well. Access to mentorship, but you need to be a community member to have access to this mentorship. Also, have access to premium training, free premium training. We all know that Data Science Nigeria, all our training, yes, and let me repeat it, all our trainings are free of charge. Why? Because we want to democratize learning, and we do not want lack of fun, lack of to deter, So we want it to be very available to everyone, everywhere. Yes, everyone, everywhere. And that's where we coined the name of this initiative, the free AI classes in every city. Yes, that is why we did that. So the research support is also for a benefit for our community members. Yeah, you can also key into that. Get a certification of participation. Yes, for our community member that met criteria, of being a committed community member, you attend your local community trainings and events, you support the organization of the trainings, you make sure that you're active, and also all the DSN central events like this one, our mentorship sessions, and other, important meetups, trainings that we'll be inviting, you for. If you attend, we have our database that will qualify you to get this certificate of participation at the end of the year. And you know what that means. You know what that means. So to become a Data Science Nigeria member, you need to scan this barcode. I'm not going to take it, it's not going to stay long on the screen. So you can use this link. My colleagues on the call will also be dropping the link to becoming a DSNR, a Data Science with an ID. Okay. Now, some people are asking, how do I locate the community that is very close to me? Yes, we have a lot of community, and don't be surprised, a community can be at your backyard. Yes, yes, it can be at your backyard, and that is why you need to scan this code and then check and be sure of a community that is very close to you that you can join. Relate with like minds, and then you are good to go. Your goals, objective are achieved. There's this saying that if you move alone, you move fast, but if you move together, you go far. Yeah, that is why we have a data science Nigeria community that is very, very close to you. Yeah, these are annual calendar for 2025. These are events and trainings. This is free in every city in the month of May, as you can see it there. Yeah, we are running it through the month of May and June. So take note of it. The AI bootcamp is also on its way. So to access the bootcamp, I mean the annual learning calendar, you can scan this barcode and then use this link. My colleague will also be dropping the link in the chat. Okay, access to knowledge. Yes, you have a knowledge box. That's the Data Science Nigeria 4.0. We have three previous editions that are hard drives of content, data sets, learning materials, research papers. Just name it. Just name it. Textbooks on this repository. So please just click on this link or use this barcode, and then you're going to have access to over 20,000, 25,000 worth of knowledge and content. Now, joining to the bootcamp, I'm very sure we're all familiar with the Data Science Nigeria bootcamp, all expense paid bootcamp. Yeah, so quickly look up, and then look at this at the timeline. Yeah, the journey. We have started with what? The free AI classes in every city. Then we move to the what? The hackathon and player participation. That's going to be coming up very, very soon. Yes, we're going to be having project for each track of this and then of this program, and then you need to watch out for it. It's very, very important for you to participate because it's part of the journey to preparing you for the AI Bootcamp Qualification Hackathon. Yeah, don't forget also that you're having the 30 days pre-bootcamp learning that are going to be sharing details with you soonest. And then validation, I'm going to be validating, and then the bootcamp, October 2025. If you're excited as I'm excited, please let me see your your favorite emoji in the chat. I want to be sure that you're following me. If you are following me, let me see your favorite emoji in the chat. In the next few seconds. Good, thank you. Praise the Lord. Praise is following. Okay, who else is following? Please drop your favorite emoji. Yes, Merit, Bashira, Musa, Blessing. Thank you everyone for following. Let me quickly move to this. These are these are our previous free AI university looks like. Okay, and this year we are also going to be coming very near you too. We are going to be giving you the details. Your DSN, your local DSN community will be sharing details on how this will happen. So this is the boot camp, and the few things you need to know about the boot camp. Number one, the boot camp is all express play. Number two, we teach train advanced machine learning and deep learning concepts. Number three is what we also do application of AI. And then number four, it aligns with the SN vision to raise a million AI talent. When I mean all expense paid, it means your transportation, your feeding, accommodation, everything is catered for. This was last year experience. It was awesome. I'm very sure a lot of people on this call, some people on this call, will testify to the awesomeness that we enjoyed at last year bootcamp, where about 10,000 learners registered, and we only selected 200. So it can be that competitive. And that is why you being on this call is actually an edge. These are pictures from the bootcamp sections, cultural. I'm sure this will interest a lot of you. It's very interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. Food, the food is exotic. Yeah, it's exotic. Just we enjoy the food. We're going to be having the poster presentations, and it's just back-to-back fun, back-to-back learning, back-to-back networking. It is what I'm very sure you would like to be part of. So training. So now, you all know that we started the Fear in Every City with a track on data storytelling and visualization. And the last week we had Python for data science and machine learning. And this week is what? Introduction to prompt engineering that will run for 5 days. Today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, from Monday to Friday. This same time from Monday to Friday. Please block it on your calendar that you will not miss any session. Our facilitators are prepared and is ready to what? And is ready to what? To let, to making sure that you understand this concept and you're able to apply it anywhere. Okay, so next week I'm going to be having Microsoft Fabrics for data analytics. It's all going to be end-to-end. And after that, we have our projects, hackathon and project participation. Wow. Now, before I introduce our facilitator, I want to share this important event with you. Please, you are part of the first people that have been knowing about this event, and I'm very glad to be doing this now. Now, we are having the Post Global AI Summit 2025 Leaders Conversation around Africa's Day. African Day, yes. Do you know when African Day is? So there's a day for Africa Day, and that's on the 25th of May. But we are going to be celebrating it with the declaration, for what's AI, the perspective of AI, how can we contribute our knowledge and skills to the development of Africa? We are going to be discussing it, and we want everyone to be part of it. And there are a lot of goodies, that is also attached to it. Okay, we have LinkedIn Premium vouchers to those that will be joining, early, so it is very going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm very sure that some of us are excited already. And so please save that day. And that was on Tuesday, 27th May. You have to save it and you can start registering now. So registration has started. To start registering, you can share with your your network of influence between 3 and 4 p.m. It's going to be just 1 hour, and it's going to be very, very deep and very interesting. Yes, we are be part of those that be shaping Africa. So please be part of it. Now, let me quickly introduce our speaker. Yes, our speaker is a community member, and it's always a pleasure when we see community member giving back to the community. And this is an example of what we have today. We hope that the day will come that you too will want to give back to the community, you want to train others, you want to, share knowledge, and that is what we stand for at Data Science, and that's what we're always proud of. So now let us meet Imen Yang, who is an IT engineer at NNPC Energy Service Limited, where he supports geophysicists in the CIMIC Data Processing Department in Port Harcourt, and was recently awarded Most Helpful IT by his company. Yes, it was recently recognized by his company with the Most Helpful IT Engineer Award for his outstanding technical support and exceptional contributions. His data science journey began in 2023. Can you see that? How many years ago? That's just 2 years ago. Wow. Okay, through the Data Science Nigeria Data Camp Scholarship Program. Proficient in Python and Llama 3 model implementation, he has built innovative tools, including a name entity recognition resume analyzer, a text-to-Excel converter for transactional data, and a navigation file cleaning modules, and a lot of work. What was working on a lot of projects. Okay, sorry, I think I missed. Okay, good. So he is driven by a passion for natural language processing. He's currently researching personality AI and AI model that mimic human personality traits. As a trainer, Imen has facilitated prompt engineering and Python for data analysis session for teams at NNPC Energy Service and the KIR Foundation. His mission is to announce technology for societal impact, promote research culture in Nigeria, and drive innovation across Africa. Please, I want you to, with your favorite emoji now. Yes, with your favorite emoji now. I want you to join me to welcome Imen Yang, IT engineer at NNPC Energy Service. I will take off the mic and then start the section for today. Please, with your favorite emoji, let us welcome Imen Yang for today's section. Okay, so over to you, Yang.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Thank you very
afternoon.
much, Teju. Thank you for the warm introduction, Teju. Please, can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, my name is Ime. I am an IT engineer. I'm very fascinated with natural language processing, and by extension, I'm fascinated with LLMs and prompt engineering. So I am really looking forward to a very hands-on class and engaging class, and I hope that you do enjoy yourselves. So we will begin with no further delay. Are we all ready for this session? Okay, yes, I see those emojis. I see the claps and the fire. Thank you all so much. I feel very welcome. Once again, thank you, DSN, for the opportunity. So let's get right to it. I am going to share my screen. Okay, yeah, okay. Please, can you see my screen? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, so we are going to begin right away with the introduction to prompt engineering. So before we talk about prompt engineering, um, we've been talking about free AI classes, 5 days AI classes. So I would like to understand, what do we understand by AI? What do we understand by the acronym? Let me pull up. Okay, someone said human mimicking device. Okay. Anybody else? What is the acronym AI? Anybody? Yes, artificial intelligence. Yes, that's correct, HP. Thank you. And I was going to ask also, what does, okay, I'm seeing more technology that deals with systems that use human intelligence. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sierra. Basically, man-made intelligence. Awesome. Awesome. So I think we've answered the next question, which is what artificial intelligence means. Uh, so let's just go straight to it. AI, as we said, artificial intelligence refers to machines that mimic human intelligence, learning, reasoning, and problem solving. Exactly. And unlike other machines, which are hard coded with instructions, AIs gain their human like ability by learning patterns from data, just as children learn human cues by watching adults' behavior. So, based on this understanding of AI, artificial intelligence, can we have some examples of what of AI tools or any AIs you know? Okay, autocorrect, GPT, HP, GPT, Basira, GPT. Olado says keyboard, a humanoid robot, Quillbot, Meta AI. Okay, okay. The same of self-driving cars. Okay, Quillbot. Yeah, Grammarly. Okay, okay. That's awesome. That's great. In fact, you've listed some of the examples that I have. Someone mentioned Zoom. Yeah, AI. So if we look at some examples we have here, we have a Microsoft Word, but not the entire Microsoft Word. We are talking about the grammar and sentence, the autocorrect feature in Microsoft Word. We have Grammarly sentence correction and formatting. We have Google Translate. We have YouTube auto caption feature. Like when you want to watch with subtitles, if there's an option you click in the YouTube video interface that allows to generate captions automatically. So that's an AI feature. And we also have YouTube music lyrics. So, when you click the song, you seem very smart. Well, they are AI design machine feature over here. Hmm. Okay, but if we've used YouTube Music, if you see the lyrics feature, you see that when the singer is singing, it synchronizes with what. So there are very many examples that you could name, including stuff like Snapchat, Snapchat filters. These are all AI applications. So now I want to ask, who can tell us what is Gen AI? Have you heard of Gen AI? What is Gen AI? Have AI. Anybody want to try? If there says generative AI, abbreviation for generative artificial intelligence. Correct. Okay, so since my audio is fading, can you hear me? Please confirm my audio. Okay. How about now? Can you hear me?
Hello, Hime.
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's actually fluctuating. It goes up and comes down. It spins
Sorry.
sometimes. So can you, if you're using an headset, probably you should just focus on using the laptop's mic instead of an headset because we think that some headsets behave that way.
Okay, okay. I would have done that, but I am in office space right now and it would be distracting my colleagues. So I will try
Uh,
to do my
no,
best so that you can hear me.
since you will be the one talking, so it's still the same thing. You
Okay,
understand?
okay,
Yeah,
okay. There's no problem with that. But confirm I am audible now.
it's a bit better. It's a bit better.
Okay. All right. So I'm getting good responses. Generative intelligence, the type of AI that generates text. Okay, someone has gone ahead of me. So generative AI is basically AI that can create new content. As the name implies, generative. So it can create uh, human-like text, images, music, code, what have you. And when we say human-like, it means that it's as though it's a human being that created it. So can we name some examples of generative AI? Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to take off this headphone. Okay, is this a lot better? Hello, can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. It's clear now. Better, better.
Okay, I sincerely apologize for that. So, okay, the examples are coming in. So one says ChatGPT, another says Claude, yes, Canva, Gemini, Sora AI. Oh, that's fantastic. We've really interacted with a lot of AI. Google, is that, I'm supposing you meant to say Google Bard. Okay. Is Google Bard considered generative AI? Yep, yep. Hyperwrite, chatbot. Okay, thank you. These are wonderful examples. These are just the examples I need, and I will share with you my own. We have I have here. I have Google Notebook LM. I have Google Notebook LM, which allows you to create podcast reviews of any material you have. We have the infamous ChatGPT, as we've all said. We have Meta AI's Llama, what we usually call just Meta AI. And we have Google Gemini. So, among others, you have slide generators, you have music creators. It's not limited to just text, but various other content. All right, so now let's talk about the difference between simple AI and generative AI. With both being essentially AI, what makes generative AI different from any AI? Who can give us a quick differentiation? Yes, that's correct. Bard has been changed to Gemini. Yeah, that's correct, Chris. So anyone who can give us a quick differentiation between generative, okay, between Gen AI is a subfield under the larger field. Close, close. Okay, generative AI is a category of AI. Yeah, I see what I'm looking for now. Yeah. Uchenna says generative AI generates human-like text. Okay. All right. So there you have it. All right. You are correct when you say generative AI generates human-like text. What do you mean human-like text? Human-like. Right. So regular AIs just make decisions and make predictions, classify things, etc. But they do not create new content. That's the difference between every other kind of AI and generative AI. Generative AI specifically creates content. That is where they are different from other AI. So this now leads us to what we are discussing today, prompt engineering and prompts. I'm looking at the charts and I'm seeing traditional AI is not interactive, does not interact directly with end users. AI. Okay. So, but the answer I'm looking for is in that word, generation, generative. So, creation, generative AI creates new content. So, let's look at prompts. What is a prompt basically? A prompt is essentially any input given to a generative AI model to compel a response, which in this case will be a new content. And that response could be text or a visual response or an audio. It just depends on the model in question. So if someone calls your name, they are typically trying to get your attention to do something, right? Maybe have a conversation or give you a notification about something. So, in the same manner, a prompt is an initial action that compels a generative model to give a creative response. And like I said, it all depends on the model in question. It can be text or visual, which is image or video. So, prompt engineering, on the other hand, is the crafting or engineering of prompts to engender creative, meaningful, and useful responses or outputs. In other words, how to encourage or guide your models um, creativity. So let's take, for instance, a young person who wants to get money from an elder. Uh, some of us have been in that kind of place. We want to get money from an elder. So there are various ways you can go about it. You can decide you will just ask, please, can I have some money to do this? Or you take a more compelling route, like one of my cousins. Whenever he wanted to get money from one of our elders, he would wait for our big brother's clothes to pile up. Then he will go and wash his clothes and thoroughly clean his room. Then when Oga don't smell all the perfume of fresh clothes, freshly washed clothes, he will go and ask him, big bro, see, get one problem I get. And big bro cannot correct him at that point in time. Big bro will say, okay, what is it you need? Big bro will forget all the bills he had to pay because he has been satisfied with how his younger brother has watched. So I don't know if each of us have had that kind of experience. If you go directly asking, this is what I want, you may or may not get the response you want. But if you go, with some more compelling actions, like doing the person a favor, you can get a more you can get a more rewarding response. So that's exactly what uh, prompt engineering is. So each of my cousin's requests, you would consider it as a prompt eliciting a particular response, which in this case is money. But both of them, both of the prompts will not have the same success rate. I hope this helps us understand prompt engineering. I hope this gives us a simple idea of what prompt engineering is. Please confirm you can hear me. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Priz. So let's um let's look at an example of prompt in a generative AI model and possibly give outputs. So we have here ChatGPT. Let's look at ChatGPT. So ChatGPT can take in visuals as input, which include images and videos, and texts. And at the same time, it can output a text or a visual or an audio. In this case, it will be voice. So who can give us an example of an AI they've come across with the input and the output types? Give me one example of an AI. Tell me the inputs that you can give it and the output you can give that the model is going to produce. Anyone? Okay, someone says Lord AI. What is the input for Lord AI? What prompts can you give Lord AI? Okay, DeepSeek, Bard. Yes. So these are the names. Can you tell me the input text, output image? Which one is that? Leonardo. Okay, Leonardo. Input is text and the output is image, correct? Okay, so Midjourney, there is text to images. That's correct. Gemini, input text, images, and the output text and images. Correct, correct. We are really catching on, and I'm really happy about that. Really happy. We are getting the idea of prompt engineering. Now, the generative AI landscape is vast, with tools ranging from text generators to full video generators. Now, large language models, which we fondly call LLMs, are basically text generators. They can understand human language and provide human-like responses. Remember, we established a few slides earlier that generally AI learns like children by looking at what we have done, right? Generative AI is no different. It creates new content based on what it has learned from us, creators. That means it can only create using our knowledge as foundation. So common uses of LLMs include customer support, writing assistance, um, document summarization, social media content creator, and much more. So who can name some use cases of LLMs based on what we said? We said LLMs are basically text generators. At their most basic form, they are text. So can I have some examples of LLMs or large language models? Okay, so Grok AI, code review. Okay, yes, transcribing meetings. That's correct. That's what we have here on Zoom. Otter AI. Mm-hmm. Review CVs. That's correct. You can have AIs that review CVs. Narrative AI will just review CVs. For research, yes, we can have research assistants. Grammar checker, correct. So, TJ, these people here that we are dealing with, they are advanced. They are very advanced because they are even mentioning some AI I have not come across. Is that question generated? Look at that. This is just awesome. I'm dealing with some superstars here. I'm dealing with some pros. This is wonderful. All right. So I'm going to, before we proceed, I want to take one question. I'm going to take just one question regarding what we come to. I'll take one or two. Anyone, you can raise your hand in the chat. I just want to ensure that we're on the same page. Do generative AI models learn from their prompts? That's a very interesting question. In fact, the answer to that question is in the slides succeeding this one. So I am going to respond to that later. So now let's move ahead. What does LLM mean? I suppose you mean what does LLM mean? Tika, Tika, I hope I'm correct. So LLM means large language model, which is what is written here in the screen, large language. Okay, thank you. Right, so moving on. Let's have a demo. Is it demo or demo? Let's have a demo, some demonstration. But before we begin, it is important to know that through the course of these classes, we will be very hands-on. This will require you to interact with a large language model of your choosing, ranging from Meta AI to ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini. You can use others not stated here, but these are the popular ones, right? You can access them via a web browser or a mobile app, depending on which is available. However, for the purpose of this um, training, we are going to be using ChatGPT, which I typically favor. So you can access ChatGPT by visiting the website chatgpt.com via a browser. All right. Take a moment, open your browser and type in there chatgpt.com. All right. So, and then the next thing I want us to do is to split our screen. Once you've opened ChatGPT, chatgpt.com, yeah, I want you to split your screen like so, like you're seeing here on my screen. All right, split this meeting session or this meeting display from the chat GPT and put it side by side, just like here. Have we done that? Okay, so I'm going to give us a moment to just do that. Split your screen, just like this. Put this meeting session side by side with ChatGPT. Those that are using their phone, yeah, you can just open ChatGPT wherever you are. You can always come back to the meeting. Okay, okay. I see some people are using their mobile devices. So, but just open ChatGPT on the browser. You can still hear me. And I believe this session is recorded, so you can always come back. Can we proceed? All right. Let me get another yes, and then I'm going to move on. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. So, moving on, um, we are going to address this a prompt anatomy. Prompt anatomy. Now, in that message area of the ChatGPT interface, I want you to type a message, what is LLM? All right, see that message, what is LLM? I want you to type it. Make sure you do not correct the text. Just type as so and wait for a response. So I'm going to be doing the same thing as you. So I'm sure you can see my screen. I'm going to hit mine now. What is LLM? Wow, mine is delayed. Okay, my response has come back. Okay, so we see LLM can refer to different things depending on the context. But the two most common meanings, large language model and legium magister in Latin. Okay, so are we having something similar? Are you having a response somewhat similar? It's not very specific. It's telling you it can mean different things. Are you having such a response? Okay, very similar. Great. Now, the next thing we are going to do is still in that chat, or preferably in another chat, we are going to ask it what is LLM in terms of AI. So let's ask you. You can decide to open a new chat. Let me open a new chat. Oh, so what is LLM in terms of AI? Okay, mine is now having more context. It says in the context of AI, LLM stands for large language model. Are we getting a similar response? Yeah, we see that it's providing more context. Okay, I see yes. Someone said no. Okay, but more people say yes. All right, so now we're going to do yet another prompting. We're going to give yet another prompting. And this time we are going to say, what is LLM in terms of AI? And we'll ask the model to explain this to a 5-year-old and limit answer to 5 sentences. I'm going to drop the prompt in the chat so that we get it right. Just a second. I need to ensure that everyone gets it. So here's the prompt. So what is AI what is LLM in terms of AI? Explain to a 5-year-old and limit answer to 5 sentences. Okay, so here is my model's response. It says LLM is a smart computer that learns to talk and understand words by reading lots of books and example and websites. It's like a super big brain made of math that can answer questions or help with homework. So let's count how many sentences these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's explaining this concept about LLM in a very, very specific and friendly manner. And it has just 5 sentences. How about you? What do you have? Wow, it went straight to defining it in terms of AI. Yeah. Great, great. Okay, so we see that these responses are post like a response to a little child. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And are they all 5 sentences? Did you count it? Is it 5 sentences? Yep, 5 sentences. Awesome. Yep, awesome. That's exactly what we are looking for. So, what we need to the answers. First, let me ask us, is it the same question we are asking the model? Are we asking the very same question? Yes or no? I want to hear our responses. Yes, that's correct. We are asking the model essentially the same question. But why is it generating different responses? Why does the model's response keep changing? I know I'm talking with superstars. I know you have the answers within you. Okay, someone says it does not have a memory. Okay, due to different instructions. Okay, yeah, yeah, we're getting it. Says I think it's a function of how we train the model now. Someone says I think it's trained on large data sets. Beautiful. Yes. Someone said because of our prompt. Say prompt engineering, our prompt changes. That's exactly what I want to hear. Our prompt is more detailed than others. And please, this is Ayantola Matthew. Ayantola Matthew, thank you. That is the response I'm looking for. Our prompt is more detailed and very specific. And so the model responds much better because of because of how specific we are. So this is basically what prompt engineering is all about. Fine-tuning our input or prompt to elicit a desired output from the model. So let's move on. As we have seen, the way you craft a prompt will determine how the model responds. Essentially, there are four components of a good prompt. The first is instruction, which specifies what the model should do. The next is context, which describes view or domain the instruction should be understood from. Number three is the constraints, which defines the limits the model should abide by. And number four is the output format, which describes how the output should be produced, the bullets, table, or just raw text. And I'll throw in a bonus here, an example. Examples are crucial when you want the model to adopt a specific style. So to answer your question, someone asked that question here, can a model learn from our prompts? Yes, through examples. And we will address this much further. So let us assess our previous prompts. So we had the first prompt. What is LLM? I want us to look again at the structure or the anatomy of a prompt. You have instruction, you have context, you have constraints, you have output formats, and you have examples. Okay, have you taken note of these five components? Because we are about to perform an analysis on our prompt. So just say yes if you've taken note of this. You don't have to write everything down. The slide is going to be available. Great, great. So now let's analyze our prompt. Awesome. Let's analyze this prompt. Our first prompt was, what is LLM? Who can tell me what this is? What aspect of a prompt this is? Remember, we have five. We have the instruction, which tells the model what to do. We have context, which helps the model understand the view. Okay. We have instruction. I said instruction already. We have example. We have constraints. Okay. So I see many people responding that this is an instruction. Another person says it's a constraint. Okay. So let's see. You guys are right. You are all right. Look at that. What is LLM is an instruction, because you are basically saying to the LLM, define the term LLM. Okay, let's see the next one. So we see in terms of AI. So what is this other aspect of the prompt? This one that we've highlighted yellow. What aspect is this? Context. Context. That's very correct. Context. That's very correct. See, we are superstars. All right. And we have this other part. It says, explain to a 5-year-old. What aspect of a prompt is explained to a 5-year-old? Okay, someone says sample. Another says constraints. Another says constraints. Okay. Let's have the big review. Constraints, constraints, constraints. Okay, let's look again at the definition of constraints. Word count, format, tone. Is this a constraint? No. This is actually a context. This is actually a context. Explain to a 5-year-old. So the model understands that, okay, the context in which I should be speaking is as though I am a teacher to a 5-year-old. So explain to a 5-year-old is actually context. Now, the last part of the phrase says, limit answer to 5 sentences. What is that? What is this one? Limit answer. Correct. Is a constraint. That is a constraint. Okay, let's look at another prompt. Let's assess another one. So look at this one. It says, write a 3-page summary about the book Things Fall Apart for a varsity magazine. Write a 3-page summary about the book Things Fall Apart for a varsity magazine. So now let's look at these green highlights. So this green highlights is what? Okay. Green highlights, I see instruction, output, instruction, instructions, context, instruction, context, instruction. Actually, the green is instruction because you are telling it to summarize a book. So that's an instruction that you are giving to the audience. How about the purple highlight? 3 pages, 3 pages. What's that? Correct. 3 page is a constraint. That's correct. How about the cyan color? The cyan highlight for a varsity magazine. What is that? Yes, very correct. We are having superstars. Wow, DSN is doing such a great job. Such wonderful people. Look at that. That's very correct. That is a context that we provided. So here is a more complex one. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm working on a personality AI that mimics human personality. Here is the methodology. Help me write a 2-page article about my work, discussing how it works, its possible applications, limitations, and recommendations. Build the idea in the following order. My audience includes tech enthusiasts and forensic researchers. Avoid using excess technical jargons. Use IEEE citation. Okay, let's take this as an assignment to turn in first thing. So I'm going to drop this in the chat. Going to take it as an assignment. You're going to submit it tomorrow. We are going to address it tomorrow in the during the next session. So I'll just copy this for us. Okay, so can you see it in the chat? I put it there so that you can take it home with you and dissect. So, okay, I'm going to receive our answers tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Just take that with you. I think I should even send it as a picture so that you can readily see the coloring. Okay, now there are several factors when crafting a prompt. There are certain things you may want to consider which will help guide your interaction with the language model. A couple of these include the user intent, which is specifying your goal. Do you want the model to answer a question or do you want it to give you a suggestion? Next is model understanding. What can the model do? Does it understand your native tongue enough to write an entire story in? So I'm Efik by ethnicity. I remember wanting to show my father the capabilities of ChatGPT in our native tongue, Efik. I asked it to write Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Had a Dream speech in our language, and it amazed us. Do you know what it did? Who has an idea what it did? I'll tell you what it did. It wrote Aran nonsense, total nonsense. I couldn't boast so much about it. I couldn't boast so much about it to my dad again. This was the case because at the time, ChatGPT wasn't trained on sufficient EFIC or BPO data to provide meaningful translation. So another example would be asking an image model to write an essay. It isn't obtainable because that is not what it was designed for. So the next factor that affects prompt selection is input token length. If the maximum input you can send to a model is 200 characters, why would you be crafting a 300 character prompt? You won't be able to write anything after the 200th character. Also, if the model only accepts text, sending a video input will not give you the result you need. Okay? So, the next factor you should consider is be domain specific. When you mention LV to the model, do you mean Louis Vuitton or do you mean Las Vegas or do you mean Roman numeral 55? You also want to be clear and specific as possible, using as much detail as is necessary and giving no place to ambiguity. And finally, context length or context window. When you interact with the model long enough in a specific chart, you will realize that it may not remember much of what you earlier discussed with it. This is what we refer to as working memory. It's the amount of information it can recall and reference when generating a response. And we'll talk about these things in more detail as we progress. So now we are going to be looking at some examples of bad prompts and compare them against. So here is a prompt that says, write an email to my boss. Would you classify this as a good or a bad prompt? It is a good prompt. Is it a good prompt? Bad? Okay, that's bad. Bad prompt. Bad prompt. Okay. Why do we say so? Why do we call this a bad? It's not specific. No context. Correct. No detail. Okay. You specify context. Great. All right. So let's move on. We'll get to know truly if this is a bad. Okay. Let's look at this other one, which says, what do you think about wearing black t-shirts? Good prompt or bad? Okay. Bad. Good. Good. Okay. So I see we are between good and bad. Good is competing with bad in this one. Incomplete prompts. Good, good, good. Okay. So let's see the next prompt. I am getting late on my project defense. Help me, please. The students who are here, is this a good prompt or a bad prompt? Okay, everyone says this is a bad. Okay, so it's time for the big review. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Now, these are examples of bad prompts. And like we said, these prompts lack specificity. Like the first prompt, which doesn't specify what the email should be about. These prompts lack context. Like the second one, which just asks about the model's fashion opinion without giving context. It looks like a regular chat, in fact. And they lack actionability. The third one doesn't give an actionable instruction, which will make the model respond with a how or probably join you in the panic if it, you know, there are people like that who don't necessarily need your help. They just need you to acknowledge their suffering and say beautiful things like, you don't try. Right. So let's look at the corresponding counterparts. Okay. So what do you notice about this other prompt? It says, write an email to my boss about the just completed ANTAM project. So I work in the seismic industry, and that's a location. The project involved was completed, or the project involved, and then you specify what it involved, was completed on. Challenges we encountered include, we recommend this, keep it brief and end with our team mantra. Is this clear and specific? Yeah, great prompt, right? And it has context in it. It has a lot of context for the model to understand. Okay, how about this second prompt? I'm heading to an AI conference in Lagos hosted by DSM. Do you think a black t-shirt will be suitable for the occasion? I am also concerned about the weather there. How is this other prompt? It's a good prompt. I think this is more than just a good prompt. This is an amazing prompt. In fact, it will take me about roughly 30 seconds to type this out. 20 to 30 seconds. So please give me some accolade. This is better than a good prompt. Right. And what do we notice about this prompt? Is there context? Is there context in this second prompt? What's the context? What's the context here? Great. The context is AI conference. Great. And is there domain? Yeah, we've specified already. Tech conference, AI conference. Yes. We specified location. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. So there is context, domain, and location in this prompt. And let's see the third good prompt. Third good prompt says, my final year project. Okay. Those of us who are in our final year and are seeking assistance, this is how you communicate with ChatGPT. My final year project is on this to be presented to the ex faculty. Give me five smart points to focus on for a 5 minute presentation. Also, give me tips to make this presentation a stellar one. Okay, someone has a question. Just take note of the question. So, how is this other prompt? How is this prompt? Good? Excellent. Great. Complete prompt with instruction. Exactly. Exactly. It's an actionable prompt. All right. We see context. What's the context provided? Without begging. Okay. So where's the context here? Can you help me out? Where's context? Is there context here? Great. Faculty. The faculty that you'll be presenting to is specified. Final year project, correct. You are giving the model and overview of what your topic is to be. Correct. That's correct. It's specific, and even the domain is going to be shown by the time you specify the faculty you are presenting to. And how about the output format? Is there a format provided? Time. Someone says time. Is there time here? We presented to give me. Okay, so there's okay, time, correct. Time. Time. So that is going to compel the model to write something very brief that you can present in 5 minutes. It will give the text, to give it in text output, correct. It's going to bullet it. Yes. Time is a constraint. Thank you. Thank you. That is wonderful. That's wonderful. And exactly so. So that that separates a good prompt from a bad prompt. A bad prompt is ambiguous, is vague, is not specific, but a good prompt is detailed, is specific with constraints, in some cases defining audience question. And you guys are just amazing. And that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to be standing by for your questions.
Thank you very, very much. Please, with your favorite emoji. I know we all enjoyed this. I also enjoyed this section. Please, with your favorite emoji, let's celebrate Imen for this excellent delivery. Please let us celebrate Imen for this excellent delivery. Yes, this was detailed, you know, uh, very detailed, very, very detailed. The prompt was on point, you know. Yes, on point. Yes, thank you very much for this excellent delivery. I know we have a lot of questions. If you have questions, just drop it in the chat where we can pick it. We won't allow. So just drop your questions in the chat and then we pick it from there. Okay, so as we wait for your questions, let me just quickly share some updates with you, some information that you need to know about an event that is coming up at Data Science Nigeria. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay, so this is the attendance link. So you need to you need to feed this link, no, fill this form, I mean, to complete your attendance is very, very important. My colleagues have been dropping it in the chat. So please don't forget to fill the attendance. If you scan this barcode, my colleagues also be dropping it in the chat. So those on the Telegram group, because we have some of our community members joining on our Telegram group, the attendance will be shared with you. It just beep us and then the attendance will be shared. Okay, good. So I mentioned earlier on, I spoke about this event. It is very, very important, and that's why we are iterating it. We are saying it again. So please, if you have not already registered, please register for this event. It's going to be an impactful one, and then we don't give what does not worth it at Data Science Nigeria. Okay, so use this barcode to scan this barcode and then complete the form, and you definitely get a response from us. Don't forget, we also have LinkedIn voucher. A lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. So before I move to the next update, there's a question here from Praise Imiolua. Say, can we say Gen AI is under the subfield of machine learning since they are learning from textual data to be able to generate something? Ime, you like to respond to that?
Yes, thank you very much for your question. Let me go to the bottom. Can we say Gen AI is under the subfield of machine learning? They are learning from textual data. Yeah, so not only textual data, but some are learning from uh, image data. So yeah, it's a subfield of uh, machine learning, which is what we would call deep neural networks. So you've probably heard of neural networks, you've heard of deep neural networks, you've learned of convolutional networks. So transformers are basically, oh, good God. I never spoke about transformers earlier, but um in this case, LLMs, the generative AI that we call LLMs, are basically designed from an architecture called transformers, which are basically um, neural networks, um, modeling the mapping of the brain to create output. So yeah, in a very simple way, we would say that it is a subcategory of machine learning, but it's down,
Okay,
down,
thank
down, down, down there.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, he has responded that it's also machine learning because the model actually learned from a lot of data. Yes, a lot of data. Okay, thank you very much, Hime, for that. So he said, is there author asked the question, he said, is or are there ethical limitations to prompt engineering? Do you have ethical limitations to prompt engineering, man?
I'm sorry, I will need to raise this volume because I can't hear you
Okay,
clearly.
sorry. Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you better.
Yeah, so author asks if there are ethical considerations or limitations to prompt engineering.
Yes, there are ethical considerations to prompt engineering, which is what we are going to discuss going further. And there are considerations about prompt injection, which is basically compelling the model to generate harmful content. So yeah, there are considerations and certain limitations that have been put in place to checkmate some of these challenges.
Okay, thank you very much, Ime. So another question here from Olaide. I said, what is the relationship between Gen AI, Agent AI, and LLM?
Okay, okay. That's a good question, Olaide. I hope I pronounced your name right. Uh, an LLM or a language model is a generative AI which generates language, basically contextual language. That means grammar, sentence structure, and so. Well, an agent AI is an AI that carries out an action. So in a particular system. So if we talk of agent AI in ChatGPT, you would see, if you open to ChatGPT, you see an option that says in the text box search. If you open to ChatGPT on your screen, in the text area or in the message area, you should see the option called search. So it's an agent AI that performs that task to go through the internet and bring information and feed it back to the LLM. So basically, an agent AI is an extension of the LLM that helps it accomplish other actions aside from generating text.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is going to be the last question I'm going to ask you today. So uh, our facilitator is on a Telegram group, and you can continue the conversation on the Telegram group. So if you have not yet joined, the Telegram group is very important. My colleagues will be dropping the link to the Telegram group now. So if you have not joined, please join. So the last question from me here that I'll be reading out is, what would you say about those AI used to create fake content? I mean, ethical consideration, like copying someone's voice or face, etc.
Hello, copying someone's voice or face, etc. Like I
Yeah.
said, we are going to talk about ethical considerations in AI towards the end of this 5 day sessions. But what would I say about fake content? So right now in the AI space, there are various techniques that have been employed and have been demanded by certain countries called watermark. So a watermark is basically, should I say, a stamp on a picture or a stamp in a letter that shows where the letter is coming from or is approved. So watermark in the case of AI allows people know that it's an AI generated content. So it's a lot simpler when dealing with images. So you would see if you're generating an image through WhatsApp or Llama Meta AI, you would notice that at the bottom, Meta symbol appears to show the public that that is an AI generated content. But for text, it's a lot more complex. There are some statistical techniques that allow the the model to watermark the text and also allows other models to identify that this content is generated by an AI. That is why you have AI checkers now. AI checkers are able to do that because of this technology. So yeah, we will talk more on these things in much later in the class. I've actually written an article about this watermarking and AI checking. So you can check it out on Medium. And I would want to, if you would permit me, respond to Cheetah's question, a research related question. May I? Okay, so Cheetah says, I have a question working on ChatGPT on a research paper. Yeah, yeah. I prompted it to write on a subject and added a constraint to limit the words to 1,000. However, I noticed it gave me about 600 and root word count is 1,000. So, yeah, these things are not perfect. Okay, so they are not perfect. So it's not a word counter. ChatGPT is a text generator, not a word counter. So it's not going to be perfect at counting those words. It's going to probably give you an estimate, but it's not going to give you uh, a correct word count. So that is that's one of the limitations of some of this generative AI. But there are other ways you can ensure that it limits it to 1,000 words. We'll talk about some of those things much later. For now,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hime. And yeah, thank you very much for responding to those questions. I'm very sure that you are all familiar with this poster. And if you have not seen it, then it is time for you to start the 7 day sprint challenge. Yes, sprint challenge. And then to be part of this, just join the Telegram group and then complete the course that we're going to be sharing with you. Definitely, it's already shared on the Telegram group, and you stand a chance to win a premium LinkedIn voucher. For LinkedIn. So if you know what that means, and you are giving it, to those that qualify that complete the course. So all the instruction on our Telegram group. So join a Telegram group if you have not yet joined this, and then you can be part of the beneficiary of the LinkedIn Premium Voucher. So these are mentorship feedback form. My colleague also be dropping it. Want to get feedback from you from this section. So it's very important to do that so that we can use it to improve subsequent sessions. Closing remark. So thank you everyone for joining. And then let's move to the most important slide is the thank you slide. Thank you very, very much everyone for joining this section. I'm very happy to have you. But don't forget, same time tomorrow, let's meet Imen again as it continues the session that was started today. So tomorrow by 2, we are going to continue our section on prompt engineering. So from tomorrow to Friday, we are with Imen and he's teaching us prompt engineering. Thank you everyone for joining and then do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye everyone.
Thank you, everyone.